Good morning, this is Roger Guy of Chapter7Attorneys.com, and I wanted to do a short informational video on bankruptcy myths. So I hope that as we go through these 7 bankruptcy myths, you'll find this information to be useful for you in case you're thinking about filing for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy or even a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. The first myth that I wanted to talk about is the myth that if you file a bankruptcy, you're going to lose all of your property. That's simply not true. A lot of times clients are in fact worried that they're going to lose their home or their car or their furniture or their jewelry if they file a bankruptcy. That the court is going to go ahead and grab it and use that to pay the creditors. And again, that's just a bankruptcy myth. You are able to protect your property in most instances if you file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy or if you file for Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Another myth, of course, is that, boy, you're going to be ruined and that you're never going to get credit again. And that's simply not true either. A lot of times I have clients presently in their Chapter 7 bankruptcy case, and believe it or not, they are currently being solicited by the credit card companies for new credit card offers, even though their Chapter 7 bankruptcy case is not completed. And in addition to that, also, a lot of times clients, after they complete their Chapter 7 bankruptcy case, you are able to get a mortgage. A lot of times it's within at least 2 years of your following the discharge or the completion of your bankruptcy case. Another myth is that you'll be ruined for 10 years, and I think that myth comes about because the fact of filing bankruptcy is on your credit report for 10 years, as bad credit is on your credit report also for 10 years. But the fact of the matter is that you're not ruined for 10 years. Oftentimes we have clients within a couple years of filing their bankruptcy case, particularly Chapter 7 bankruptcy case, where they're able to go ahead and buy a new car, they're able to go ahead and buy a home, qualify for a mortgage, or get the furniture or the property that they're trying to get. And one of the reasons for that is, of course, that once you're completely debt-free, you're a good credit risk because you don't have a lot of other debt. Another myth is that you get to pick and choose what to list in your bankruptcy. In other words, sometimes people say, well, I don't want to list my house in the bankruptcy, or I'm not going to put my house in the bankruptcy, or I'm not going to put my car in the bankruptcy. That's a myth. You don't get to pick and choose. All creditors have to be treated equally. But people get worried about listing their house or putting their vehicle in the bankruptcy because they're worried that they will lose that property. And again, the fact that you list a creditor such as your mortgage company or your vehicle company does not mean that you're going to lose that vehicle. It doesn't mean that you're going to lose your home. It just means that all of the creditors have to be listed. The court has to know your entire financial picture. Another myth is that you cannot discharge or wipe out taxes, income taxes, in a bankruptcy. And again, that's another myth. In some limited circumstances, depending on your particular situation, you might be able to wipe out completely income taxes in your bankruptcy case. In order to have that evaluated, you'll need to bring, of course, all of the correspondence that you've received either from the state taxing authority or from the IRS to your bankruptcy attorney so that he or she can evaluate the information. Another myth is that you're not going to be able to buy a home or a car again, and I think we've just covered that. It's completely false. It's completely untrue. A lot of times I have clients within a very short period of time, probably 30, 60, 90 days out, when they've completed their Chapter 7 bankruptcy case and they are able to go ahead and purchase a new vehicle. And even sometimes, most of the time, it's approximately 2 years before you can qualify for a mortgage again. But I've had clients that have qualified within a year or so. The other final myth that I wanted to talk about today, and the thing that worries people, is that if you're married, there's a myth out there that you have to file the bankruptcy case with your spouse, and that's not true. The fact that you might have to do a lot of things together if you're married, but filing bankruptcy together is not one of them. And so I hope that you found this informational video on the 7 bankruptcy myths to be useful. And if you have any questions, feel free to call my office at 770-792-1000 or visit me at www Chapter 7, the number 7 attorneys.com. We are a debt relief agency, and we help people file for bankruptcy under the Bankruptcy Code. Thank you again for your time.